ready, George? Are you ready?
I'm ready. Hey,
ready?
We're rolling.
All right, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for joining Fortitude today with Roland Gutierrez, Marty Golando. Should we say our last names? Well, why not? Mine is there, but yours. I mean,
it's all public record.
Marty Golando and Jorge Vasquez, also known as Giorgio, also known as George, also known as Milusos. Did they, when you were a kid, did they ever call you Cookie?
No, they called me Giorgio.
See, that's if you were a Mexican, a true Mexican kid, they would have called you Cookie, like a Mexicano, like, you know, from the barrio. ¿Qué pasó, Cookie?
My grandfather gave me the nickname Giorgio, and he grew up in Piedras Negras and moved over here when he was 11.
Yeah, he must have been one of those Mexicans that didn't want to let his children speak Spanish because they'd get beat up in school or some shit.
So he let my mom speak Spanish, but then nobody taught us Spanish because, she did get beat up in school.
That's such bullshit, you know. For me, it was not your grandfather, not your mother. I don't mean bullshit for them. I mean bullshit that we've lived in a society where people were ashamed to not be able to speak their language. I haven't let you talk today. I mean,
that's all right. I'll just answer questions when they come to me.
No, you were telling us today about your shitty titles for the show, the alternative titles. Give us two.
Two? Okay.
Get two. Marty has like 20 fucking alternative titles that he's written down. We're going to go a fast show today because I fucked up this week. On Wednesday, we're going to try to compress down to like 45 minutes. We're here on a Friday night, and we're working. We're working because we got to get it done, because fortitude is about also having a little bit of persistence, right? At least some fortitude to keep going. It wouldn't be wouldn't have a whole lot of fortitude if we ended at show number 4. And I'm going to tell you why I didn't want to do it this week in a second. But let's hear your shitty titles.
My shitty titles. Okay, so my favorite one, I think, is Group Therapy for Mediocrity Enthusiasts.
Yes.
So are we enthusiastic about the mediocrity, or are we mediocre in being enthused?
I think we're enthused about mediocrity.
Okay.
But we're not mediocre. The Trump is mediocre.
Speak for yourself, my friend.
Hey, dude. No. You know what my father always told me? No seas mediocre. Did you know that's the word in Spanish for mediocrity? Mediocre.
I could have guessed.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. Yeah. No, man, he was like, fucking press on, man. Party on, Garth. He was like, fucking go to work. Go study. There was like, he would say, don't be like the rest of the bunch. You got to excel. That's, you got to do it. You got to do that. We're going to talk a little bit about, I think we're living in some really crazy mediocre times. I think that we are living, and we're going to talk today about AI. We're going to talk about idiocracy a little bit and how those two things mesh. We're going to talk about Facebook. We're going to talk about some different stuff today. I'm tired of talking about Donald Trump. We're going to do the weave with him, just like he likes to do the weave.
Weave away.
Weave away?
Yeah.
A buddy of mine today was telling me Facebook should be called Fakebook.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've heard the sentiment.
Yeah, we've heard it, right? Fakebook?
It's accurate, yeah.
What is it? Fakebook. You know what? That's one of the segments. The segments is AI, idiocracy, Facebook. We're not going to open it up yet. I guess we'll talk about Trump and oil and the Hormuz Strait and all that other crap. This is what I'm talking about. I was so depressed this week that I didn't want to do the show on Wednesday and I tried. We really did try, and twice maybe someday that'll fall on the, what do you call it? The
B-sides?
The B-sides. If we ever have B-sides, you'll see my shitty show on Wednesday.
When we start the Patreon, it'll be subscriber-exclusive content.
I started Wednesday kind of all like, oh, shitty, sad at the world, thinking that life sucked. Because it's hard, and I was having a bad day.
It was tax day.
Tax
day always sucks. It reminds you about,
like, how much money you don't have and how much money you got to pay.
Yeah, and how little major corporations paid in taxes versus you.
And so I guess I was just bummed out. I'm still bummed out. But I didn't want to do a Trump show because every day is a fucking Trump show, which is partly, I guess, what he wants, sort of.
Oh, for sure. 100%.
He wants us to be complaining about him every fucking day?
Or just talking about him, right? No such thing as bad press. Just keep on talking. He's a 100% name ID.
Trump the pedophile.
That's what all egotists want. They just want to be talked about.
On Epstein.
Juan Epstein.
Yes. Yeah. We will talk about Trump and his Juan Epstein connection forever and a day because you have one, brother. You and your wife have one. And we will find the truth someday. Fortitude investigators will find it.
Fortitude PI. Yes.
CSI. Uh-huh. We will find the smoking gun.
Uh-huh.
And I was just bummed out. I was all over the place. When you see the what did you call them again? The stuff that was on the cutting room floor. What did you call them?
Oh, the B-sides.
The B-sides. When you see the B-sides, you'll say, God damn, he was morose.
It was like a video suicide note.
Yeah. I started it out
podcast.
with my favorite song, the front porch song for the Robert Earl Keen. I said, man, I hope that guy one day lets me play his song on this show. And then it kind of went south from there.
That was take 2.
Yeah, that was take 2. Take 1 was fucked up.
That was
And then I cut it off in the middle. I said, 30 minutes in, I was like, guys, this is a bunch of rambling bullshit. Not unlike today.
Yeah.
Not unlike today.
Totally different than it usually is. Just
not unlike today.
Unfocused, meandering, a weave.
Usually we're scripted. We're on top of it. We know everything we're talking about.
Look, haters, MAGA. I'm going to tell y'all something. Life was pretty good for everybody during the Clinton years. Life was pretty good for everybody during the Obama years. And no matter what you say, it wasn't even bad during the Biden years. You guys don't fucking get it. You don't read. And that's why AI is going to be talked about today, because you need to start reading. Don't do the chat GPT crap. You need to start reading. You need to start working. You need to start doing this stuff for yourself. And we're going to start. Did you read my notes?
What notes?
Did you read any my scribbles?
No one could read your handwriting.
All right. Turn it over so you don't see it. I have a.
Is there going to be a quiz on this?
There's a Latin quiz. Marty claims to know Latin.
I read and write somewhat. I took it in college, so.
Don't let the bastards grind you down.
So, non carborundum est. I'm missing a few words in there.
The mock Latin in the internet, and I'll tell you why this. I was thinking about this today on the way in to the show. The mock Latin, what we used to call pig Latin, right? Illegitimi.
Yes.
Non-carborundum.
Carborundum. Yeah. So that's
Carborundum.
So it'd be better if you gave me the Latin phrase and I could give you what I think the English translation is.
Oh, that would have been easy, right? That was pig Latin. A grammatically correct translation is noli patia sclestis opprimi. Opprimi, you know, oppress you. I like that.
Okay.
That makes sense, right? So here, why don't you read the Latin part for us so that you can tell us exactly how to say that.
So I learned Latin as a written, not as a spoken. And I don't speak English that well. So I think you said it better than I did.
Couldn't get the second word. Oh, fuck.
Does it matter how we pronounce a dead language?
Noli patia sclestis. Oh, yeah, I saw the Pope doing Latin the other day.
I see. I see where the inspiration
yes. Well, that's why we're getting a little extra zest.
Leave it to Trump to fuck with the Catholics. Now you fucked up, motherfucker. You went after the Mexicans. You went after us Mexicans. And, you know, the pushback has been there. You've obviously killed some Americans. Every night I think about Renee Good. I think about Alex Pretty. I think about countless Latinos that nobody's talked about that have died. I think about this sorry sack of shit and how his government has done all this, right? And I think as people go to bed at night and just forget about their stuff and they think about their problems, they don't think about Alex Pretty's family, they don't think about Renee Good's family, and they don't think about all the people that have been killed this year and the countless and hundreds of migrants that have been deported unjustly out of Texas alone. Texas has had the highest rate of deportation in the nation that nobody talks about. And fuck all this bullshit that they're criminals. That's a bunch of shit. They're deporting your landscaper. They're deporting the lady who cleans your kids' diapers. They're deporting the guy that's working on the new houses. They're deporting a lot of good people. And for that, I'm just, something needs to change. That's for goddamn sure.
The other day, they deported an 84-year-old French widow that had spent most of her life in the United States.
That's crazy.
Yep. And then they're trying to deport this interpreter that we talked about the other day on the show that never made it.
Well, national news has picked up our slack, thank God.
Oh,
But
thank God nobody was counting on us. News.
Breaking news.
But for those that don't know, she's the state's only interpreter of Urdu, Hindi, and Punjabi.
She's here legally, right?
No, she is here legally. She has a withholding of removal, right, from a New Jersey judge from a long time back.
She's a Sikh.
Yeah, and she's a Sikh. So she was fleeing via persecution or a pogrom back in India back in the 1980s. So she's been here for 35 years. She's 53 years old. She was flying to Wisconsin when she was nabbed by ICE in Harlingen. So
that's right. And so all that's happening. There's a lot more happening. The Pope's kicking some ass. Pete Hegseth trying to pray. What was that prayer? We had a badass prayer this week. What was it?
Oh,
I thought I read it in Luke chapter 10.
No, yeah. I think it was
Ecclesiastes.
It's supposed to be Ecclesiastes. It's supposed to be.
Is that what it was?
It's supposed to be, right? That's from
Revelations, maybe?
No, Revelations is no.
It's from Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, for Pulp Fiction, a fucking made-up prayer.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Made up translation. Yes.
A made-up translation.
Yeah. Oh, well, I was sure Quentin Tarantino isn't an apostle.
Yeah.
What a dick. What a dick. This is the guy that prays for war, that prays that I guess, and fuck this guy, for everything. I mean, on day one of this Iranian war, they kill over 150 little girls. If you don't think about that at night when you go to bed, if you voted for this son of a bitch, then there's something wrong with you. Something wrong with you. And just because some person on the other side of the world that you don't understand their language, you don't understand the way they look, they dress, they eat, just because they're not of your culture, just because they're not like me, they're not like us, there's something wrong with you if you think that what's happening over there is right. Because it was never about liberating Iran. It was never about any of that. It was all a bunch of bullshit for money and power and Netanyahu and his bromance that he's got with Trump. What is it?
It's all elites, right? I mean, you and I have no qualm with anybody.
There's that English thing. Did you say leads or elites?
Elites.
Elites, thank you. You do sometimes. Your mother's going to be pissed at that word.
Well, she's pissed about a bunch of stuff I do, so she can.
You know what would be cool if one day you just got mad at me, you threw your hat down. I'm done with this.
Well, it could be coming any day now. So
I'm telling you, man, this is the best thing that's ever happened to you.
That's false, folks. I'm married. I have a son. I have a law career, and I'm a pretty good legislative assistant. Pretty good, not perfect, but pretty good.
This is the 10th best thing that's ever happened to you.
The Cubs won the World Series in 2016.
No, dude, you're going to be like a movie star.
When you will be a movie star. That's our job.
Like Danny Aiello was a bus driver.
He was. I thought he was a waiter.
He was a bus driver.
He was a bus driver.
Someone's going to discover you on this show, and they're going to put you in a Hollywood movie.
No, that's all right.
One of the 100 people that are watching us, the 60 people,
60 people,
is going to say, that dude is a great... They're going to put you in the cast. Some casting director is going to find you, Marty.
Can we find someone who mumbles more than he talks? We need a mumbler for our role here.
As mumbling guy.
I'm telling you. So I'm driving in, and here I said, and I remembered this phrase, Illegitimi non carborundum, right? And I was like, why did this come up? I'm going to tell you why it came up. I was 18 years old. It's not true. I was about 20 about this time. I was in college, sophomore maybe. It was a little slow. It took me a little while to get out of college. About 6 years to graduate from college it took me.
Hey, it sounds like the right amount of time by my measure.
I was working full time. I got kicked out like twice. I used to like going fishing and skipping class.
At the same time?
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay.
And I wouldn't show up. And algebra was such a bitch. God, I hated algebra, and biology, and all those things. that had to do with math and science. But I loved to read, I loved history, and I loved politics. And so eventually I got out of that damn business major that I thought was the right thing to do. And I found myself not knowing what to do. And this political science thing someone told me about, I went to the Young Democrats Club. Someone suckered me into becoming a Young Democrat. And I thought, well, this is cool. Is this a class? This is a course? This is what poor kids don't understand. You do what your older brothers do.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. So I had one brother who was a communications major, theology major. How do you like that?
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. I had another brother that was a business major straight through, and he's one hell of a business guy. They're both doing incredible for themselves. And my third brother is also doing very well. I have stepbrother, stepsister. They're doing fantastic, and all just kids, immigrant kids, sons of immigrants that worked real hard. But yet I digress. So I'm sitting there in this boot store. Why the boot store? Because I worked in a boot store through college, cowboy boots and work boots.
Where was it? It was Pendlers, or was it?
It's called Boot Hill.
Boot Hill.
No, you're thinking not Penners. You're thinking of, oh hell, I don't even know. But Boot Hill. It was on I-10 in Callahan. It's not there anymore. A couple of Jewish cowboys were running the place. The Cohen brothers, dear friends. One's passed on. Great family. His dad was a prisoner of war of the Nazis in Greece, in Salonika, Greece. His mom was French, and her maiden name was Castro. She just passed away. Ruben Castro, her brother, was part of the reconstruction of France. I mean, just really, really, really amazing people. And so one day I'm selling boots to this man, and he's a real nice old cowboy. And we didn't get a whole lot of real cowboys in there. It was just kind of a lot of dime store cowboys. And every now and then you get a real cowboy. And this gentleman wasn't your typical real cowboy where you saw that he was working, and he was a cowboy poet. And he actually really was a poet. And one day I'm going to bring you his book of poetry. And he gave me this book of poetry, and it wasn't much more than a pamphlet. And I've got it at home. And I'm just like 18, 19, 20 years old, right? And he had come in maybe once before, and just a really nice fella. And I was telling him I was going to school, and I said, "This is hard." And he says, "You got to stick to it." And he gave me this book, and in there, in the cover of the book, he wrote, "Illegitimi non carborundum." And I said, "What does that mean?" Because I didn't know Latin. He says, "Well, roughly, it's don't let the bastards grind you down." And so that's the message today, everybody. Don't let the bastards grind you down. I didn't want to do the show on Wednesday because it's all the same shit. It's all the same bastard grinding us down every day. And if you're a Republican or a MAGA supporter, he's grinding you down every fucking day. And under Bill Clinton, it wasn't so bad.
Arguably.
You really think Republicans were having a bad time during the Clinton years, economically?
No, I think it was a boom time for America, largely. Although my hometown got decimated because of NAFTA. So,
well, NAFTA, I get it. Did you have a steel mill?
Yes, I have an uncle who's an iron worker. He passed away, and I have two other uncles. One's a union printer, and another was a steel worker for LTV Steel.
There was no way to get around NAFTA, was it, though? The world was changing.
The world's changing, and I think that muscle work goes where muscle work is the cheapest. I get that. Yeah. It was inevitable. I just know that we...
So it was nativism, right? The anti-NAFTA people?
To some degree. I think there was natives. My uncles were not nativists. They were just wanting to protect their jobs.
Right.
And,
I get it, 100%.
Sure.
And I think Clinton at the time would say, "Hey, listen, we're going to train you to do something else." He had the greatest expanse of welfare work programs of any presidency in modern time.
Yeah, arguably, but I think there's some fair criticisms about the Personal Responsibility Act and the effect it's had on people generationally, for the record, yeah. Right? So, but
sorry. What happened to your uncles?
Well, they continued working. I had one uncle who went to law school right about the time I went to law school, and he always did well. All my uncles are very smart and driven. I had another uncle, my Uncle Tom. He was a union printer, and I think eventually he just transitioned into being a digital artist or a digital printer kind of guy. And my ironworker uncle, he just built stuff. It just cost more and he made less. But he was the oldest brother. He was my dad's oldest brother, and he's an extraordinary person. So,
but they picked themselves up. They kept on going.
You have to persevere.
You have to persevere. You have to persevere. Yeah. And this bastard has got us this bastard, Donald Trump, is just squeezing and squeezing and squeezing the I don't know, the lemons or whatever just for himself. And it doesn't feel as good as, Clinton years. It doesn't feel as good as Obama years. What was going on to the Obama years? Anybody?
I mean, I think Obama's...
Good economy?
Yeah, great economy. Just think about where it started. If you remember the VP debate, October 15th in 2008, and...
Let's just paint that picture. Subprime mortgage crisis.
Yeah.
The economy of the United States crashed since the greatest crash since the Great Depression. October 2008.
Yeah, and I think it was so bad that McCain says we don't want to do another debate. We should focus on solving this problem. And Obama, to his credit, said, "Well, the American people expect us to do both," and he was right. And I don't know. I mean, McCain was surging in the polls right about that time period. I think Obama still wins without the economic crisis, but we started with at the very bottom, and we got to a place where we had expansive growth, predictable outcomes, people were doing well. And that's the economy that was handed over to Trump in 2016. And I think the Trump economy was okay for the first 2 years or so, even with the tax cut. But it just cratered because of COVID largely. And maybe we shouldn't judge him as harshly because of COVID, but I think he mishandled COVID, especially economically. So.
Oh, economically, socially, just logistically, everything. Telling people to what was he telling you? Put Clorox and drink Clorox or some shit.
Inject bleach.
I mean, honestly, if he had just been normal,
fucking nut.
If he had just been normal, he would have won handily in 2020.
Yeah, but this fucker doesn't know normal because this fucker doesn't know governance and he doesn't know governing. So I think that in everything, I mean, just don't let the bastards grind you down. Whether it's him, the guys that you owe money on your credit cards, just don't pay them. Just kidding.
Don't pay your mortgage, folks.
Second episode in a row. Sound financial advice.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Skip your mortgage for 90 days and the economy will collapse.
No. Just kidding. But here's what I did want to talk about. This is a long weave. Marty's a lot of things. He's kind of like a... Should we get into your religion? I mean,
I'm an atheist, but I was born a Jew. My parents converted to Judaism before I was born.
I'm really more interested in your Buddhist philosophies.
Oh, I don't know. I just really think that we are sands on a beach, and no one's going to remember.
Kind of like the more life is pain thing, right?
Yeah.
Life is pain.
Existence is pain, and the point of life is to get through it and to manage it and to not feel it.
And then we have prison cells. What are you talk to me about prison cells? We have a bunch of jail cells.
Yeah, I think we create mostly our own prisons. Lord knows I have. And most of the pain that I feel is self-inflicted pain. I failed to do something when I should have done it. I fucked something up legally or professionally. So
I'm getting my prison cells.
Yeah. we create our own prisons.
A bunch of prison cells.
They are.
It's just these fucking credit cards. It's just jail and jail and jail, and it's just these mortgages and car payments and keeping up with the Joneses. Another great song that I loved, Lukenbach, Texas, Willie and Waylon and the boys. And so it goes a little something like this. Let's go to Lukenbach, Texas, with Waylon and Willie and the boys. This successful life we're living's got us feuding like the Hatfields and McCoys. You remember that?
No.
You don't?
I don't remember. No, I mean,
you don't know Lukenbach, Texas, the song?
I don't. And folks, this is important. He is much older than me. Look at me. This is important.
Waylon Jennings.
He's much older than me, and he's much more country than me.
I am.
Yeah.
More country than
you. Yes,
you.
Yeah.
Hank Williams, pain songs, and Jerry Deb's train songs, and Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain. Let's go to Lukenbach, Texas. Ain't nobody feeling no pain. It talks about keeping up with the Joneses. When you're keeping up with the Joneses, you're buying the big fancy cars. I'm a fucking victim to this.
No.
You don't say. And
my big fancy car is a minivan.
Which, by the way, stunk so bad that one time
my kids spilled milk, and they asked Marty.
I told
just gave him a ride the other
told
day.
you there's some sour piss in here. There's something, and I saved your ass because
it was not.
You
piss.
investigated it. You investigated it, and it turns out your kids spilled milk in between the seats, and boy, it fucking stunk. I'll never go to another ride with you again. But it reminded me of when my kids were little, and sometimes they'd spill milk.
Yeah.
So I owed you a little grace and an apology.
Thank you. I appreciate your grace, especially since it was on the way for us to go eat. So
my lunch didn't go down so well that day.
Well, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
So here we are.
keeping up with the Joneses.
Keeping up with. See, you notice that I'm going to weave and I'm going to tear here.
Producer. That's producer material right there.
That's it. And we had clips we were going to do about Donald Trump and all this other bullshit, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to talk today. Yeah, man, you want to fuck with Donald Trump? Don't buy his shit.
It's true.
Don't buy his shit. Don't buy corporate America's shit. Get out of debt. You didn't know this was a self-help show today.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're bringing in Dame Ramsey next episode.
Buy less shit. I'm trying to pay off all the fucking debt, and I can't. It just keeps mounting. It's killing me.
What?
And herein lies the pain.
Sure.
Herein lies the pain. I mean, the pain is monetary pain mostly for most people.
Well, and how are you getting delivered this jail, right? Because I think it loops into something else that we're talking about here, which is the fucking fake book, right? Like, it's all just an advertising tool.
Well, sure. I mean, here you have, my friend called me today, says it's not fake book, it's Facebook, it's fake book. I mean, you've got soccer moms and dads, and they're all doing all the happy pictures. Nothing wrong with soccer moms and dads. I was one of them too. Back in the day, they're all grown up. But, it's always the happy pictures. My wife's a big culprit of the happy pictures.
That's okay. It's nice to share the happy stuff, but when you share only the happy stuff and you start kind of like, it's lifestyle creep.
God damn it, right? I'm in pain, man. I got bills to pay. Mm-hmm. And if people, like the populist movement that went on in like 1910, 1880, populist movement. What are you talking about?
That's
Go on to
that's
Texas.
Right. Yeah, 18.
People in Tennessee were broke. GTT, when was it? 18 what?
GTT what?
Gone to Texas.
Oh, that? I mean...
That was the beginning of the populist movement.
You think so?
It was.
You want to take a wager on that?
Williams Jennings Bryant.
He was a candidate, Democratic candidate 4 times. He was also a populist candidate.
There you go.
Yeah. Ran from prison, didn't he?
No, that was Gompers. Oh. Or John L. Lewis.
And so people left from Tennessee, and they'd put a sign on their fence post in their shitty house. They'd say GTT because they were moving to Texas for what they thought was some brighter day, some better opportunity, maybe less bills, less of the man choking them, because the man's been around for a long time. He's called your banker.
Oh.
And he's got his foot on your neck every day. And the way to get rid of the man is pay your shit and get on down the road and then live a cheaper, better life with less jail cells.
Yeah, I guess doing more with less makes more sense.
Yeah, so back to Trump, I'm working harder now than I was working a year ago, 2 years ago.
That's certainly true.
And I'm working harder and making less money. And oh shit, I can't. My wife don't want me talking about my kids, but I won't say their names. But my kid the other day told me, "Thank you, Dad. It's not lost on me how much you're working."
Well, that means the world, man.
It does. I always think, man, it's a thankless job being a dad.
Especially teenagers.
I got a text from a friend today, an old judge, and I'm not going to say his name either. He says, I told him I thanked him for setting something for me next week. He says, "Thanks. You're a good man, and you do good work for lots of people, Roland." And that really touched me because we have done some great work.
I think it's hard to, when you're in it, see the work that you're doing for people. Because a lot of what we do is agape love stuff, right? Mm-hmm. You make things a little bit better for some people. That's what you do in the legislature. It's really hard to make people's lives better directly, as opposed to being a city council person. I think that you know that better.
Oh, best job ever. If you needed a sidewalk, I'd bring you one.
Right.
A speed bump, here it is. I built a library. We designed and machinated and dreamt up this amazing library that was sorely needed on that side of town and the poor side of town. And we did this great program for kids that they got their annual test scores up. It was just a really unique way to use government money to help poor kids out. And we decided they didn't have math problems. They just didn't understand what they were reading.
Sure.
And so, it was a big deal. And so Facebook is fake books. Talk about a little pain. I do sometimes tell people, hey, pray for me. I see all that.
I think it helps, of course.
I can talk about this. My friend in Uvalde, I saw his post today, and he said he had a little drawing from his daughter who passed on in that shooting, and he posted it on the Facebook. So, they talk about their pain all the time, and we should all be thoughtful of their pain and recognize it. He said, this little drawing, it was his little girl and her mommy, and it was before she passed on, obviously. And she says, "Mommy, I will love you always." And he thought to myself, she said, I will always love you. And he said, he said, wow, this really blows me away now.
Sure.
Thinking about maybe, is that some foreboding? Is that something bigger than ourselves? I know him. I know his wife. And I know that little girl, and she's amazing. I always speak about her as if she's still here. So I guess she was amazing, but I think she's amazing because she lives on in Facebook. But more people need to talk about their pain, I think, because when you start to talk about pain in that populist movement, it was about people. See, I'm weaving back. You just threw out populist just for nothing. In the populist movement, it was about people talking to themselves and saying, oh, shit, your kid needs some shoes too? Oh, shit, you don't have a suit to wear on Sunday? Because you only had a pair of clothes.
Sure.
I mean, just one, you didn't have much clothes in the 1800s. Oh, you can't pay the bills? You can't pay the bank off? You're losing your farm too? If you don't talk to your friends and neighbors about your pain, and if you just fake the rest of the shit, this whole fake it till you make it mentality, they've won their stupid game of credit and buy. Buy this fancy car, buy this fancy watch. We're all guilty of it. God damn, y'all didn't know it was going to be a self-help show today. Pay off your shit and talk to your friends. And we're going to be all right. Despite what this piece of shit Donald Trump tells you, we're going to be okay. We're going to go on the last issue, and then we're going to talk about some state politics stuff. Piece of shit Greg Abbott. We'll talk about some more. The hater of Mexicans.
Can I stop and break us for two things real quick?
Are we advertising for anybody today?
We're advertising for ourselves. So guys, I'd love to remind everybody, if you're enjoying the insane ramblings that come out of our mouths, please like and share. You can like us by rating us 5 stars on wherever you're viewing the podcast, or give us a little like up on YouTube. Also subscribe. That helps us get in more people's feed. And of course, share the episodes that you like. We're also sharing clips of the show on all social media at Roland for Texas. So then that's my shameless plug. Roland, I'd also like to apologize to you for something that happened the other episode.
The one that is on the finishing floor?
No. The one that was published. I want to apologize because we laughed at you for saying you were a nerd. And I just want to say, that it takes a real nerd to transition into and get a degree in political science.
I'm telling you,
I want to welcome you back into the club.
You didn't laugh at me for being a nerd. You said I was not a nerd.
Right. We said you weren't a nerd. And I think where I got mixed up was I was trying to say you weren't a dork.
Well,
you might not have been a dork.
Yeah, I was nerdish.
Nerd adjacent.
I wasn't in the cool kids club. I think you acknowledged that.
Yes. And we're still not in the cool kids club, and we want to be desperately.
Oh, yeah.
So like and subscribe.
Please, Dan Patrick.
Please, Dan Patrick.
Like us more, please.
Notice me.
Yeah, that motherfucker, we fuck with him all the time. Him and his buddy Paul Betancourt. Paul, I want you on my show. You and I, mano a mano.
Uncle
Paul.
Yeah.
I would love him to do his Trump impression on this show.
Anyway, no, I don't know. Here we go. So AI. So let's go back to some news, I guess, news-ish kind of stuff. Forget the self-help crap. The Sam Altman guy. Sam what? Altman. Which one does he? Is it Chat? What is he?
Yeah, ChatGPT, OpenAI, all that.
That's all him.
That's all him.
That's him.
What a dick! He's got a lot of them.
There's a lot of companies.
He has a lot of companies himself.
He does, but I think there's a lot of people. There's a lot of apps that are transitioning into an AI right now too. There was a shoe company that did it this week. Said we're going to do AI instead of shoes. So it's
a natural transition.
Yeah, footwear to AI.
That's a bunch of horseshit. We talked about this. Don't buy. Everybody wants you. They're selling you these stocks, right? What the fuck are they making?
That's the thing that scares me the most because 40% of our economy in the last year has been AI companies doing
crypto.
And
horseshit. What are they trading? Everybody tries to get me on this crypto crap and go invest in crypto. Here goes our crypto sponsorship. God damn it, we're never going to get a crypto sponsorship.
We're losing all that sweet Binance money.
No goon coin.
Oh, sick.
I just don't get it. It's because I'm stupid, I'm sure. You can't, like when I was in the old days, in the 1930s, when I was a kid, you'd buy a stock of a share of Exxon, and you knew Exxon did gas, right? You buy a share of Mac, they make computers. You buy, if you bought Nike, well, they do this, right? But nowadays, it's like, what the fuck are these people making? It's just a bunch of hot air.
No, I mean, it's even, I think, more insidious than that. Like, the current economic situation we're in is we're one bad quarter away from catastrophe, right? And if someone calls bullshit on one of these AI companies' reports, or if it actually is bullshit, which I think it strongly suspect it could be, things will crater. I mean, there's just two things, right? Sorry, either AI is right and it's going to be a huge boon to the economy because it replaces labor, and that's terrible for us.
That's scary.
Or if it's wrong and it won't have the same economic benefits, and that's terrible too because it'll crater the economy.
You think they could AI this show?
No, God, we should do that. AI Marty just rambling on about nothing and the Cubs.
Yeah. Fuck AI. And so, yeah, the one part is scary. Get rid of labor.
Right. Or it's a fucking lie and your economy goes up in dust.
So the lie part is because people are investing.
Right.
They're saying, buy my AI stock. Well, what do you sell?
They've raised $240 billion, I think, in the last 45 days.
Right. To give you shit from these big computers that are guzzling up water in the desert, all over the place. They're being built everywhere.
Yeah.
And these big, giant mainframe computers using a shit ton of energy, a shit ton of water for cooling, right?
Sucking up our electricity.
Sucking up our resources. So these giant robot-ish type computers can tell you horse shit on your phone about how to, I don't know. I had some horrible nasty thought in my mind.
No, AI's done some pretty shitty stuff. Like OpenAI has a lawsuit because ChatGPT helped somebody plan a school shooting and act on it. ChatGPT is ruining people's marriages. People are looking to it, and this is all types of AI like Claude and Gemini, but they're looking to it for like mental health
Yeah, I mean, it's some pretty cool shit, right? I mean, you put in a question and poof.
But who knows whether it's right or wrong? Because the U.S. government, linking back, I'm going to weave back in. The U.S. government used AI to bomb Iran, and that's how they ended up bombing the elementary school. Because they're just like, well, where should I bomb?
Time out. I want to stop there because that's going to go on to Idiocracy. Pete Hegseth used AI. The military was actually saying, like the guys that actually know, the seasoned generals are saying, yeah, this ain't going to go down like you think it's going to go down.
Yep. And Pete Hegseth is just like, Claude, give me the top 100 places to bomb if I'm going to bomb Iran.
That's the scary shit we're talking about. And so there was this movie called Idiocracy some 15, 20 years ago.
Maya Rudolph, Luke Wilson.
When was it done?
It was a Mike Judge production. It was like 2005, 2004, something like that.
That's about right. Yeah.
Let me ask AI.
2 tablespoons of water wasted.
When was Idiocracy produced? I just spelt how much did I spend on this?
Oh, who knows?
What the fuck?
Oh, Google says 2006.
This is the answer of this shitty AI. Now I know this sucks. The movie Idiocracy was produced in the mid-2000s. You can't give me an answer. Filming production around 2004 to 2005. Around?
Well, you said produced. Right.
I get it, but this giant around release date September 1st. Oh, shit. That's an important date to me. 2006. I was 36. Mike Judge. So, the movie, watch it, everyone. Idiocracy, filmed in 2006, released in 2006. It is about a failed state government. It's this guy that gets put in a pod along with a prostitute, and they're both in these separate pods on some military base that gets dozed or gets bracked, right? Closed down. And everybody forgets about the pods, and then some 100 years later, 200 years, whatever it is, 300 years later, 300 years later, some shit like that, they get the military base gets bulldozed, and these coffin-like pods fall down this rubble mountain, and they burst open, and these people were as they were, and they come out of their sleep, and they were not very bright to begin with. One was a private in the Army who was kind of a slacker.
He was the most average person in the Army. That's why they chose him. He was the most average.
Most average person in the Army. And she really was like a call girl, I think.
Yes, she was. Yes.
And so she was played by Maya Rudolph, who did, I think, a great job.
Oh, incredible. She's beautiful in that movie too. She's really, really beautiful.
Well, yeah, she was. And so they're now 300 years into the future, and these kind of average, kind of dumb people, not very smart people, are all of a sudden found in this new world where everybody is fucking dumb. The crops are dying. They're spraying the crops with some kind of Gatorade.
Yeah.
Right? Brando, it was called.
Brando.
Yeah.
Brando, it was called.
It's got what plants crave.
And so it's got what plants crave. That's it. That's it. And so it was really quite the production, quite the film. And it certainly, they turned out to be the smartest people around. And you have to watch it. It is hilariously funny. But here's the fucked up part. Who'd have thought that all this shit was going to happen 20 years later?
I mean, I didn't think that. But there were always signs, right? People started choosing dumber people to lead them, and more arrogant and more virulent and more more jingoistic. I mean, Sarah Palin was kind of a precursor to Trump. It was like the seeds of Trumpism are there, you know?
Drill, baby, drill, all that horse shit. And so all of that happened at that time. You guys got to watch Idiocracy. Don't let AI turn you into a dumb fuck.
Don't let it think for you.
Read a book. Read a book. I don't care if it's a little pamphlet. You like that, Weave?
Cowboy poetry?
It could be a pamphlet of cowboy poetry. You like the Weave as we end the show?
Tales from the Trail.
Go back, read a book. I'm going to bring that book next week. I still have it on my shelf, that little pamphlet. I don't know what happened to that old gentleman, but he was really something. And next week, I'll tell you about another gentleman. His name was Mr. Smith. It's okay. That was his real name. And I'll tell you that racist story. And that's when we'll talk about how Greg Abbott hates Mexicans. He is Mr. Smith. We're going to talk about it. We're going to save that for next week. We're going to talk about every awful thing that this man and his government have done to the Hispanic community. And some of you keep voting for him. Ya basta. Estos cabrones nomás te quieren chingar. English translation. These fuckers just want to fuck with you. They want to fuck you over. Give them the Latin version of
that. No, thank you.
Don't let the bastards grind you down. Yeah, sort of ish. So as my buddy and I were talking about Facebook being fake book, I thought, what would the others be? What would you call Twitter?
The shitter?
Botland.
Well, now it's just X, right? So
I purposely don't call it X because fuck that guy. I'm not going to, it's Twitter.
Well, out of respect, I say X the everything app. Use its full government name.
Is that really? Shut up.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's X the everything app. He's trying to turn it into a finance platform.
Shit maker taker Elon Musk. Come on the show, motherfucker. We had this moment, you and I, where you called me a taker and you're a maker. I want to talk to the world about your upbringing and mine. But you have to clean up for a week. You have to stay off the drugs. I want the real Elon, not the drugged up, ketamined up guy. We really want to find out who you really are. Think you'll do
it? No.
Absolutely not. Especially if no drugs are allowed.
Come on, brother. Come on the show, Mr. Taker and Maker. You wrote a goddamn fucking book about me, a little soliloquy.
He did, or his intern did, I guess.
Ah, bullshit. No, it's bullshit. I call bullshit on that one. This unhinged motherfucker. Y'all can go find it on the TikTok and the Twitter and everywhere else where we posted something. We did a video in front of Tesla over in Bastrop near Austin.
We did.
And I threw some shade at the guy about his $2 billion salary. What was it?
It was $1 trillion retirement package. Right?
$1 trillion. Fuck you, dude. Fuck you.
I mean, I think his response was interesting, but he did attack you in a way that I thought was unfair.
Unfair? Oh, he was crazy.
Sounded
like this is a nut billionaire, trillionaire,
someday
punching down to little old me. Little old me. I'm like Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. I'm just a little peon. You know why they call them peons? Because you pee on them. This Musk must think to him. He'd probably take he probably looks at his employees and thinks, "Oh, they're my little peons or something." Because that's what I got from that bullshit deal.
Yeah,
he doesn't give a shit about his employees. He doesn't give a shit about anybody but himself.
No, in high school, he pushed a kid down the stairs on the day his mom died, or a day after his mom died.
Wasn't he was pushed down the stairs?
Was he the one pushed down the stairs?
Yeah, he was beaten nearly to death.
Listen, let's be really clear. He did write that he had a fucking emerald mine. That's his writing, not anybody else's.
He did write that.
And let's also be clear. He's been a dick of a dad to his kids. He's got a young daughter. She's transgender, and he's ostracized her. He doesn't even talk to her.
I don't know, but it's terrible.
It's terrible. I mean, he's just terrible. He's just a dick. And he's got how many kids? He keeps impregnating.
At least 10.
Just a weird dude. I mean, just a weird dude. But I didn't come on today to talk about that guy. Truth Social. What do we call that one? It's anything but the truth.
Lie social? Untruth? Just
like
shit
lie,
social?
Anti-social.
Yeah.
just the ex's toilet?
We're going to close out with Truth Social. We're going to close out today on how we can't let this bastard grind us down. every day we're talking about this shit in our daily lives, talking about this man. And if you're a Republican light or if you're MAGA strong or whatever, you got to know that life sucks and this guy hasn't fucking done a goddamn thing for you. If you're a farmer, he's fucked you over. If you are just a working class Texan, this guy's fucked you over. If you're a rural Texan, he's fucked you over. If you're anybody, even in the middle class, he screwed you over because he doesn't care about you. In the thing that I thought was most crazy this week was that goddamn post he put up where he's like the Pope or Jesus or whatever. What was that?
That was very bizarre. And
Strange.
It caused some trouble. There's some people who push back from who are part of his base, right? Depicting himself as Jesus, curing the sick. And I think they told him the image was doctored, and then he said, "No, I'm a doctor in it."
First he said, the first thing he said, they said, "Was that you?" "Oh yeah, I posted it."
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. Who else would it be?
So in case you think this motherfucker has any level of sanity in him, and I think he is sane about one thing. He is sane about robbing you blind and making money. I think he's sane about that, making money for himself and his shitty children. He is a piece of shit, and so is his whole family.
If there were about Rushmore for corrupt presidents, he would be on it.
Oh God, yeah.
He's the best corrupt president we've ever had. So.
And so he does this Pope thing, and he gets this fight with the Pope. Two things happened this week. That was one of them. And the Pope, and then he starts pushing back against the Pope, calling Leo a shitty Pope. I mean, what the fuck?
He called him, he's weak on crime.
He's weak on crime.
Like he's running for Congress.
There's a lot of crime in Vatican City, let me tell you.
Mm-hmm. Pickpockets galore.
The Swiss Guard and those, crummy uniforms, it's hard for them to get around and actually fight all the criminals in Vatican City.
Pope Leo is soft on crime.
We need to make the papacy great again.
Maybe. I guess he didn't like the Swiss Guard uniforms. I don't know what it is. This dude is fucking unhinged. He's crazy. Then Vance kind of goes after it. He's trying to. Then Vance starts piling on the Pope.
He did. He said.
By the way, I don't mean to interrupt you. The new Catholic. I mean, isn't he like?
He's a new Catholic.
He's a new Catholic.
Self-described baby Catholic, right?
Yeah.
Well, I am actually a baby Catholic. Since like day one.
Yeah.
Baptized a Catholic.
You were an altar boy, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you did that.
And yes, I was not molested.
I wasn't suggesting.
No.
Molested.
But you went to Catholic school.
I had a great priest. He was just kind of drunk all the time.
That sounds about
And
right.
so, doing the mass was all right. We had interesting stories.
Yeah, man.
But he wasn't a weirdo. That's a good thing. He was just an average old drunk priest, a guy from Ireland. So that's all you could ask for in a priest.
That's all you could ask for.
But he was really, really a nice fella. And so so Vance starts fucking piling on Pope, telling him how to be a theologian.
He said, "You need to stick to morality." Really? Okay, pal. Why don't you stick to morality?
Very big. Has the Pope ever read the Bible? Energy.
So fucked up, dude.
It was really fucked up.
That's one of those weird things where like Catholic converts are like so into dogma, and I've never met a Catholic who was born a Catholic who gave a fuck one way or the other about.
I told you I'm cafeteria Catholic. I mean, I love this Pope and I love the last Pope. I think Francis was amazing. I think he turned the church around. I think he brought about the notion of liberation theology. We've talked about that before. You can't go preach to poor people that God's going to save you when they don't have food to eat, which is the same thing that we're dealing with in this country with this piece of shit, Donald Trump. We have people that don't have food to eat. We have people that don't have running water in their houses, not because they can't afford it, because they live in communities that don't have running water. We have people that have shanties for homes, shacks, metal cardboard boxes. We have homeless people by the thousand, homeless veterans by the thousand. And you, motherfucker, can't fix one fucking thing. And the man of no more wars went off and started a whole bunch of them. We need to be really, really paying attention. So on behalf of the Pope Leo, they can't tell you this, go fuck yourself.
Marty, how do you say that in Latin?
Go fuck yourself.
Okay.
Or as I once said, chinga tu madre. And lastly, another weird thing that happened this week was Melania coming out on Monday. Was that Monday or was that last week?
That was last week.
Thursday.
Oh, we talked about that. We're not going to talk about Melania today and the whole Epstein. Oh, hell, we might as well.
It was a weird press conference.
We might as well.
Yeah.
She comes out, just talking a bunch of shit, how she doesn't have any relation to Epstein.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
And I don't want to get into how this all started. It spun up from some woman that was deported, which is a friend of hers. A model of hers. It's all very weird. I don't know Epstein. I don't have nothing to do with Epstein. And she got all these pictures kissing on him and everything else. Let me tell you something, folks. These motherfuckers are all weird. They're just weird. This is not our world.
It's not.
This is not your world. We go to H-E-B or Kroger or Randall's or Safeway. What's other national grocery store that I can't, who knows?
Right? Jewel-Osco, Albertsons.
Well, all of them, right? And you go to them and you feel the pain every goddamn week. You go to the gas pump and you feel the pain every time you fucking put some gas in your car. And these motherfuckers are in a different planet. And they're trying to figure out how to make more money for themselves and how to use this presidency to make more money. It's fucking disgusting. Used to be a president would go in there and he had even the Republicans somewhat in their own way, well-intended. And yeah, I'm sure they made some money for their friends along the way. In the end, they just wrote a book and got $10 million. Some, publishing house would give them some money to go write a book. But now, this guy's turned this place into Latin America, man.
More like Hungary, but yes.
I mean, everything's a fucking deal for this piece of shit. And so I will end where we began. That old cowboy poet, Illegitimi non carborundum. Don't let the bastards grind you down. Pay off your debts. Tell them to go fuck themselves. Get rid of your jail cells. Live smaller. Be like the Buddhist. Know that life is pain and less is more. Live like Marty.
Don't live like me.
I'm going to put that on a bracelet.
You're paying too much for that AC system. I'm sorry. I shouldn't get into your personal stuff. Too much. Why don't you call me? I know a guy.
Because it's my wife, and she likes to handle these things, and...
I know a guy.
I know. But here, this is important for the podcast. 13 years ago, we bought a new AC system. It was a train. Trains are great. It cost $8,000. The one we bought today was $16,000 plus something else. So when they got there, they couldn't put it in because my house is very old. It was built in 1947, right? So just in the span of 13 years, the cost of air conditioning for my air conditioning compressor has doubled. And I asked the guy, why is that? I asked the AC technician. He goes, well, it was COVID. I'm like, well, that's bullshit. It's fucking tariffs.
It's tariffs.
It's tariffs. It's the cost of aluminum and the cost of the compressor and the cost of the processor that goes into it so it can communicate with the temperature control device on my door. Everything is more expensive now, and we're getting less of it, and that's a problem. And it's a problem that leaders can fix, but only if you elect leaders who give a fuck.
The bastards are grinding you down. You got to pay attention. All right, starting with this, and this guy fucked us all on day one with his tariffs. All of you, get rid of the immigrant types out there. He fucked you every day because now the price of houses has gone up because we've lost such great people that are building our houses, the ones that, work in our meat packing plants, out in the field, do your landscaping. Your friend Pablo is gone because Donald Trump said it because you voted for him. Everything that he told you he's done, and this country's shit now because of it. Yeah, we are in shit. And for all of you who say, if you don't like it, leave. No, I'm going to stay.
Because I love it.
Because I love it.
So if you love something, you work hard every day to make it better. And that's what we're going to do.
Public service is about taking this place and making it better for your kids. It's not about Donald Trump's version of making it better for your kids.
just for his kids.
because he doesn't give a shit about your kids. Everybody join us next week on Fortitude. We promise we'll get it out a little earlier.
No promises. We'll try.
We will try. Fortitude with Roland Gutierrez, proud state senator here in Texas. Giorgio. Jorge.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for being with us today. Marty.
Thank you.
We love you. Your mom loves you. And I promise you, you're going to be cast. Although, once they put you in that first movie like Danny Aiello, you might find yourself, I wonder if they'd typecast you kind of playing the same role, kind of grumpus, you think?
Yeah.
You think maybe you have some range?
Well, I used to when I was a kid, and so did George. Did you know George was a theater major?
Dude, I hired him.
Right.
I hired him.
I was in a couple plays in college. I'm sure you were too.
I saw the resume. I said, what's this shit?
Some student-directed stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody, thank you very much. Everybody have a great weekend. Enjoy yourself. Be safe out there. Less is more. Less is more. Less is more. And don't let the bastards grind you down. We're going to be all right. We stay together. We keep talking to each other. We tell each other our problems. We stop doing Facebook and start looking at it as fake book. Let's start talking about the real truth. And that's pain. And we're all in it. And we can get through this together. And we can help by just simply helping each other. You do that, life will be better. Care for each other. I'll try not to be so preachy next time.
Yeah, good luck.
Good night.
Later.
Take us out.